Oh my goodness, the president has evacuated the building. He did not show up, okay? He did not show up for the family meeting at 7 o'clock. You know what it's like? It's like that rich aunt who's supposed to come to the wedding and everyone is waiting for the drinks, but then the rich aunt hasn't arrived, and then everyone is still, just whispering amongst themselves but doesn't want to speak out loud. But Mzansi Unfiltered is here for you, okay? This is a safe space. Welcome, everybody. This is Mzansi Unfiltered. And let me just do a sound check right away. Hello, 1, 2, 3, mic. Woo! Can you hear me now? Okay. So sorry for the terrible sound that we had on yesterday's live. But guess what, everybody? Guess what? I literally had connected to the wrong mic. I was connecting to a mic that was nowhere near where I was. So I apologize for that horrendous communication. But can you hear me now? Welcome, everybody. We're just going to have a little chit chat as we wait. Or should we wait? As we wait for President Cyril Ramaphosa, okay, the honorable president of South Africa, who has been forced to have a family meeting because a certain police commissioner, a provincial police commissioner, can you imagine? Just he is just a provincial police commissioner. If you know, you know, in his tiny little corner of KZN. Shout out to KZN. Let me make sure in the comment section you let us know if you're joining from KZN, okay? Because you guys are the official inside party. You are correcting the country. You're bringing the country together, and you are saying not on my watch. Mkhwanazi'S said not today, okay? So it's literally been a whole 7 days. Last week, Sunday, this time, we were staring and wondering, what did Mkhwanazi do? Where does he get the bravery? And why is he in combative mode? And today, a whole president, okay, who went on his trips, came back, didn't bother to address the nation. He went about his business. And then finally on Thursday, can you imagine? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Finally on Thursday, he then comes through and he says, yeah, I'm just letting you know, I'm going to talk to you on Sunday evening. And we were all like, why Sunday? Why so far away? This is an urgent matter, and he's telling us Sunday? Why would he do this to us? What is wrong with the whole president, Cyril Ramaphosa? But maybe you know what? I'll grant him a little bit of grace, a little bit of grace. There was a funeral yesterday, and maybe he wanted to address everybody at the funeral, and then set a different tone with today. But then, if he's the one who called the meeting and he said he's coming at 7, why did he now just suddenly change the tune to 7:30? A tweet has been sent on the X platform and it says, coming up, President Cyril Ramaphosa will address the nation on national security matters at 7:30 p.m. Stay tuned for updates. Okay, okay. But why? Why the extra 30 minutes? What are you still polishing up that you didn't know to say as of Monday? For me, it is giving, we are not even sure what we're going to do. Will General Mkhwanazi survive? Will he get fired? Will he get suspended? Will his toys be taken away from him? What is the plan? Let me check in on the chat. Let me check in on the chat. And not just Mkhwanazi, even the whole police minister, who for me has just shown his colors throughout the week. There's been way too much. But now the question is, how is the president going to clean this up? How is he going to tidy this up with a pretty little bow and tell everyone to sit in their nice, cute little corners and mind their business and respect the police minister? Is he going to maintain his post, or is he going to get reshuffled? So welcome, everybody. If this is your first time joining us, let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Another thing I want to hear from you is where you're joining us from. Where are you joining us from today? And then just one more thing, one more favor I'm going to ask of you. Please go ahead as well and like the live. Please like the live. What it does is it tells everybody that we're live. Okay. There's 90 of us in the room already. It tells everybody we're live, we're waiting. Guys, it's literally going to be in 8 minutes' time. I had planned to go live after the president speaks. But thank you. Onombulelo has confirmed she can hear me loud and clear. Yay! I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I now know to always check the sound first, okay? If I hear that sound, then I know we're good. We're connected to the right mic and we are good to go. Thank you, chosen one. We can hear you, dear. Thank you, family. Thank you so much. So let me go ahead and do my quick hellos to everybody in here. I put the link? Yes, I have. So if you want to come up, share your views, share your predictions, okay? Then we'll hold you accountable after the president has come online, and then we'll decide, did you make it or not? Okay? Were you right? Were you wrong? Come give me your predictions of what's going to happen. I've pinned the comment at the top. If you're not subscribed to the channel, this is the day, okay? This is the day where I catch you out. We don't chat with family members who are not subscribed, okay? So that's why the chat is blocked out for you. Please consider subscribing to the channel. We're on the road to 70,000 subscribers, and even just saying that for me is so surreal, but it is only possible with people like you. Big time honor is here and says Cupcake is spineless. Is that the reason for the delay in joining the session today? Mkulugudu or not? Okay. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the biggest criminal of them all? We're going to find out today. Today, it's going to happen today. They can keep changing the time, they can keep moving the time, but it does not change the fact that Snipegile. Okay, we are watching. An entire country has been gathered by a police commissioner in the KZN. 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 KZN is doing the most, okay? KZN is doing it. And there's a hashtag, it says hands off General Mkhwanazi. Do you agree with that? Oh, and there's another one. It says, must go. I don't know. This is a very, very tough spot. Okay. It's a very, very tough spot that the president is in. He's literally, they might as well say that his pants are down, and he has to decide what he's going to do. Is he going to hide the atrocities? Is he going to hide the corruption highlighted by Mkhwanazi? I don't know. I don't know. I also don't know what he's going to do. But what I do know is he kind of sort of maybe gave us an answer yesterday in his speech at the funeral. I believe that he's not going to do anything. Whatever worst case scenario you thought of, delete it. Okay. Write it down, put it on a paper, and then throw it in the trash. It's not going to happen. Why do I say that? This is South Africa. Okay. We've seen this rodeo before. Not exactly in this manner, but it is what it is, okay? Nothing is going to be done. Don't believe me? Take a look at the Senzo Meyiwa trial. How long has the Senzo Meyiwa trial been ongoing? Too long, if you ask me. And as for Advocate, therefore, what did the nation do to him when he tried to speak up and speak about the case? What did they do to him? They threw him inside Parati. They didn't read him his rights. They didn't bring him to court. On some days, they'll say, well, it's his court appearance day. He didn't show up. And then they'll say, why didn't he show up? They'll say, oh, somebody forgot to go pick him up. Sorry, it's an administration error. Everything bad that could happen to Advocate therefore happened. So please go ahead and type Viva therefore Viva, because wow, he did say, and then he went to prison for over 18 months, if I recollect the timeline correctly. And then, like that wasn't already enough. Then they gave him bail, and then they said, yeah, you've got bail, but then there's this other case over here. So it just felt like they wanted to keep him silent. And now, if there's one thing that is well known that they like to do, is to keep you silent. Because how dare you, Mkhwanazi, go speak about corruption? How dare you call Sibia a criminal? There is no peace between a policeman and a criminal. How dare you say such things out loud in combat uniform? Who do you think you are? The problem is he already said it in advance, but nobody actually listened. Nobody listened. We did not listen to him. He really did say it out loud. So When did he say it out loud? Let me show you. Let me show you when he said it out loud.
That perhaps that investigation is directed at him. I wouldn't know. I don't know that every investigation happen, get brief, some of the investigation happen in Gauteng about other murder cases in squashed somehow. That this team.
You see, he said it. It's not me. I didn't say it. Okay. There are other murder cases that seem to be happening. And please note, he says cases. There's more than one murder case. And did you notice he never said in the Western Cape? Did you notice? It doesn't seem like there's a problem in the Western Cape. Did you notice he didn't say the Eastern Cape? Did you notice? He said one particular place. And why it seems to be ground zero from Guluhud behavior. It seems to be ground zero for police. And it's really, really such a shame because it's so centralized. It is so centralized. And then I ask myself, but it took a man from outside looking in to say, nah, what's going on over there? And he did it so well because those who say, why did he wear the combat uniform? He did it in his office, dressed in a black shirt, not even in a police uniform, and nobody listened. And then he called a media briefing, and then there was a big problem. Then it became a very, very big problem. And he became labeled, what did Sylvia say? In his tiny little corner of KZN. Hello, Matsidiso. Hello. Nomvilelo says, Mkhulukutu Pakati inside. And then she says, it's about to start. Let me check if it is about to, if they're actually going to start. Let me just check on this side. How do we do this? Yep. Let me check. Huh. Nope. We're still sitting. They've turned it on though. They've turned on the live. It's sitting at 25,000 people waiting for the president to start his address at 7:30 p.m. This is definitely going to be so interesting. How is it going to work? How is it going to work? Let me go see if I can pull it up over here and see what our president is going to say. But while we wait, so I'm watching it on another screen over here. So while we wait, I'm going to go through the comments. Hi, Nosipiwo. Welcome. Thanks for joining the live. Siyabulela says, toothless president. Oh my goodness. What do you mean? Hi, family, says Chosen One. I am Pagati inside within Mzansi Unfiltered streets. Yes. I love it. Thank you so much. Noluvo says, Mister, he's very tired. He was at a funeral. But he was not the only one there. Like that was actually a very beautiful funeral, very beautiful send off. A lot of dignitaries present. I was shocked to see the president acknowledge Julius Malema in his speech. I'm like, wait, what? Are you looking for allies? Now that Mkhwanazi has thrown the dagger, Julius Malema of all? Yeah, he mentioned him. It's like, yeah, and Julius Malema in attendance. Oh, okay. Respectfully so. Also, I think Thabo Mbeki was also there. Who else was there? Let me see who else is in the comments. He's coming. Let's give him an earful. Oh my goodness, these comments, they're now sitting at 33,000 people waiting in the live chat on SABC. I can't even read the comments because they're flying. You can't even read a comment. He's not. Kunu must go. We are waiting. You're late. Late president. Yini cupcake. Can't keep up. Ramaphosa. Still waiting. 7:31. Still waiting. Oh my goodness. I wish you could see how fast this is flying. Wait. EP. Oh my god. MK. Vote EFF. Is this a prank? Dumelang. Waiting. always late. Uqalile lo tata. Listen, people are not impressed. He is afraid of this address. 1930. Zimbabwe is here forever. Viva ANC, viva! Late again. Africa time. Oh, okay. Yes, they should have said that. They should have said 7:30 African time. If you know, you know, okay? 7:33. People are really holding the president. Can't do a single thing right. Oof. Postponed again to tomorrow evening. Why is he not starting? President. He's still cooking lies. Viva Mkhwanazi! Viva! Hey, Bo. He's a late president. He lost his iPad, guys. Be patient. Hey, Cupcake. Are you afraid of the nation? No looting, no EFF, no MK. So disrespectful. He ran away, guys. Waiting. Where's this criminal? Listen, I'm just reading the comments, okay? These views are not my views. They're the views of the chat inside Pagati, the SAPC chat system, okay? There's 38,000 people over there. I think they're going to hit 100,000 today. I think when they finally click live, it's going to be 100,000. Mkhwanazi, Pili, what? Oh my goodness. When Ramaphosa's lips are moving, you know he must be lying. Oh my goodness. We're still waiting, Mr. President. If he fails to address, I can't finish reading. That one is gone. Where gone? Waiting. Where is this guy? Mkhwanazi for president. I am single. Well, shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. He is cooking. Oh, they're bomb. They're busy cooking lies. They say start up is no. Am I late? Why is he always late? Where is Cupcake? Somebody type in the comments for those who don't know why they refer to him as Cupcake. Speech Ramaphosa. They say start time is no, 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 no. Really? Let me check. Let me check their Twitter. If that's the case, that's really bad. Do you think they would have changed the time again? Why would they change the time? I'm checking, okay? I'm fact checking. Give me a second. No, there's still just 7:30. So we're still staying tuned for 7:30. Well, 7:30 has passed, technically. Forever late. Popcorns are getting finished. What is going on with this man? Haibo. Oh my god, the comments. It's so fast. Where is the president? What's delaying him? Mkhwanazi. Where is Ramaphosa? Cupcake has a faulty pasta? What is that about? Red card. Someone gave him a red card. It's 8 o'clock now. Another committee will be created. Still a no show. He thinks we're in Dubai. What time is the live starting? This is getting very serious. He's never on time, always late. Maybe there's a security breach, guys. Grant him a little bit of patience. What else is being said here? My battery is running low. African time. Where is Cupcake? I think I'm actually going to get dizzy reading these comments. Asante sana. Please be quiet. He's live. He's live. Here goes.
People. 25. Summit. Lieutenant.
Why on earth is it buffering?
The KwaZulu-Natal Provincial of the South African Police had a media briefing. He made public serious allegations about the
And he's reading.
of a sophisticated criminal syndicate that has allegedly infiltrated law enforcement and intelligence structures in our country.
Mm-hmm.
Lieutenant Mkhwanazi alleged that the Minister of Police allegedly interfered with sensitive police investigations and colluded with business people, including a murder accused, to disband the political killings task team based in KwaZulu-Natal. Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi also said that the police investigation by the task team that was operating in Gauteng unmasked a syndicate controlled by a drug cartel, which involves politicians, law enforcement officials from the South African Police Service, Metro Police, Correctional Services, prosecutors, and the judiciary, as well as business people. The allegations made in this media briefing raise serious concern around our constitution, the rule of law, and national security. These allegations, if proven true, threaten to undermine the confidence of South Africans in the ability of the South African Police Service to protect them and to effectively fight crime and corruption. South Africans are concerned about corruption and the rise of criminality in our country, which manifests itself in the killing of innocent people, gender-based violence, gang violence, kidnappings, construction mafia criminality, and in many other ways. As we intensify the fight against crime, it is vital that we safeguard the integrity and credibility of the police and other law enforcement agencies. These allegations, therefore, call for an urgent and comprehensive investigation. To address these allegations and the implications of these allegations, I'm establishing a judicial commission of inquiry that will be chaired by Acting Deputy Chief Justice Mbuyisile Madlanga. Justice Madlanga will be assisted by Advocate Sesi Baloyi, Senior Counsel, and Advocate Sandile Khumalo, Senior Counsel. The Commission will investigate allegations relating to the infiltration of law enforcement, intelligence, and associated institutions within the criminal justice system by syndicates. Among the allegations that the Commission may investigate are the facilitation of organized crime, suppression or manipulation of investigations, inducement into criminal actions by law enforcement leadership, commission of any other criminal offenses, and intimidation, victimization or targeted removal of whistleblowers or officials that are resisting criminal influence. The Commission will investigate the role of current or former senior officials in certain institutions who may have aided or abetted the alleged criminal activity, or failed to act on credible intelligence or internal warnings, or benefited financially or politically from the syndicate's operations. These institutions are the South African Police Service, the National Prosecuting Authority, State's Security Agency, the Judiciary and the Magistracy, and the Metropolitan Police Departments of Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni, and Tshwane. The Commission will also investigate whether any members of the National Executive responsible for the criminal justice system were complicit, aided and abetted, or participated in the acts mentioned above. The Commission will be asked to report on the effectiveness or failures of oversight mechanisms and the adequacy of current legislation, policies, and institutional arrangements in preventing such infiltration. It will make findings and recommendations for criminal prosecutions, disciplinary actions, and institutional reform. Once established, the Commission shall consider prima facie evidence relating to the involvement of individuals who are currently employed within law enforcement or intelligence agencies. Where appropriate, the Commission must make recommendations on the employment status of such officials currently employed, including whether they should be suspended,
Good Lord,
pending the outcome of further investigations. The Commission will have the power to refer matters for immediate investigation and urgent decisions on prosecution, taking into account the nature of the allegations and the evidence the Commission will uncover. It is critical that these matters be attended to with the necessary urgency and thoroughness. The Commission is expected to complete its work and submit a final report to the President. Interim reports will be expected after 3 months and 6 months, respectively. The final report of the Commission will be sent to the Speaker of the National Assembly and to the Chief Justice. Acting Deputy Chief Justice Mazanga is retiring from the Constitutional Court at the end of July 2025 after years of distinguished service, and will therefore be able to give his full attention and time to the work of this Commission. In order for the Commission to execute its functions effectively, I have decided to put the Minister of Police, Mr. Senzo Mkhunu, on leave of absence with immediate effect. The Minister has undertaken to give his full cooperation to the Commission to enable it to work properly.
oh,
I've decided to appoint Professor Firoz Kachalia as acting Minister of Police. Professor Kachalia is currently a professor of law at the University of the Witwatersrand and is the chairperson of the National Anti-Corruption Advisory Council.
excellent.
He previously served as an MEC of Community Safety in Gauteng. I'm appointing Professor Kachalia in terms of Section 91(3) subsection C of the Constitution, which empowers the Constitution to select no more than 2 ministers from outside the National Assembly.
Ooh.
Professor Kachalia will be retiring from his current position at the University of Witwatersrand at the end of July this year. I will, in the interim, appoint an acting minister from within cabinet
Woo.
until Professor Kachalia takes up his post at the beginning of August. The interregnum, therefore, will just be a little over 2 weeks. This commission is being established against the backdrop of significant progress that has been made in rebuilding and strengthening our country's law enforcement agencies and security services. In recent years, the South African Police Service, the Special Investigating Unit, the SIU, and the Asset Forfeiture Unit and other bodies have been making great progress and inroads in the fight against organized crime and corruption. It is essential that we maintain this momentum and that we intensify the work that is currently underway. We will ensure that the South African Police Service and other law enforcement agencies continue to function without hindrance as the Commission undertakes its work. I call on all members of our law enforcement agencies, as well as security services, to remain steadfast in upholding the rule of law of our country and adhering to their code of conduct. I therefore call on all South Africans to support the Commission in the work that it is going to do where appropriate, to provide any information or assistance the Commission may require. In establishing this Commission of Inquiry, we are affirming our commitment to the rule of law, to transparency, and to accountability. And we are also enhancing the work that is underway to build a South Africa in which all our people are safe and secure. I thank you.
You heard it straight from the presidential mouth. Okay, I was going to say the horse's mouth, but I don't think it's a right, appropriate statement to say. So, just in case you missed it, oh wow, the live got up to about 85,000 people to listen to his lordship, his presidency. I, for one, am happy. Okay, I'm happy because it's someone. First of all, I'm happy Senzo Mkhunu can go home. Okay, I'm very happy he can go home. Those are very, very strong allegations, especially since um General Mkhwanazi said they were all called into his house to sit down, and I was made. What did he say? I was made to sit down with General Sibia. Wait, the president didn't talk about General Sibia. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Okay. Anyway, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the biggest criminal of them all? Sense of God. It seems that as well, you know what? These are all allegations. It hasn't been put through a court. The committee hasn't met. The committee is now meeting. It has been formed. Of course, there was going to be a committee. Of course, we all knew there was going to be a committee. But just to let you guys know, um, what is the president? Breaking news: the president Ramaphosa says he has decided to put Police Minister Senzo Mkhunu on special leave while investigations into alleged corruption and abuse of power continue. This takes effect immediately. And not just immediately, but while he's gone. Okay, there always got to be a police minister, because what kind of a country would we be without a whole police minister? The police minister acting, that is going to be a whole professor. Okay, professor of dun dun. In fact, you know what, let's just read more about this new professor. Okay, what do we know? Well, he's not a new professor, but he's now a new acting police minister. Not only is he acting, he is then going to be inside Pagati until he goes on retirement. So he's got his nice little cute addition. And then, so it's Patricia um, Kachalia. Patricia Kachali. What am I saying? What am I saying? I'm thinking of Patricia Mashali. Did the president mention whistleblowers? Yes or yes? Yes, he sure did. He said, you got to stop taking out the whistleblowers. Okay, we're tired. Suddenly, the president acknowledges whistle. You know what? You know what? There is a lot to process. Let me hear first reactions from Dan. Go right ahead, Dan. Did I bring you on stage? I think I did.
What's up,
One
Mzansi
second. Let me
Unfiltered
just.
family? Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, we hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, no, I just have a quick reaction. I don't know how I wasn't thinking that, but it seems to be the safe conclusion every time, no matter what the issue is to open a commission of inquiry. And you know what that entails.
Commission,
Basically,
commission, commission. It's their favorite word.
yeah, it basically entails another 2 years until any political will is taken. You'll probably get some bombshells in between, right? But then what will be, you know, all right, it'll be 2 years, um, recesses, and then there'll be a few months for a report, and then the report will be delayed. People are going to be, where's the report? Like 2, 3 years, we're not going to see anything. People want to see people getting fired now and cuffs and accounting to affidavits and such like that. So this is like a safe way out for people who's just protecting themselves and just kicking the
Mm.
can down the road, basically, if you can see what I'm saying.
So you guys are saying this is a safe way out. I think he took the safest route possible. So the police minister is out on suspension, okay? Until the investigation is done. Like you said, it could be 2 years, it could be sealed thereafter. So he hasn't been fired. He's just going home
But
unpaid,
and you know
and he
what
has
else
to stay
also
there.
happens? I'm sorry, but just real quick, there's a possibility that even more things can come out, more bombshells, more things that were hidden, one other press briefing, and then when you call people to account between now and the actual commission, what's the thing we're going to hear? Oh, well, as you know, there's a commissioner, a commission of inquiry. Please allow this or that. Or I can't say anything because it's going to compromise the integrity of the commission. That's going to be a cop out answer for everybody who's conflicted or implicated in between. They're going to say, "Oh, well, let's look forward to this report or to this commission. I'm set to go testify." It's going to be a cop out for the next 2 years. I mean, yes, it is a response. It is uh, an action by the president. But what all these analysts have been saying this week, the president could be more hands-on than that. He can simply remove the guy until I mean, acting okay. You basically removed him, but he's on leave, so he's going to get paid. You know,
He's going to get
um,
paid. He's still going to
yeah,
have his blue lights. He's still going to have his
e-
security. He still has
exactly.
everything. So
And
who's the
and
biggest
and
loser?
And will he be under investigation? That's still up in the air. All we know is that he's basically been forced to step aside. So what? So what? He can put his full attention on cleaning himself up. Y- You know. So it's a little. I mean, it's
I
disappointing to
think
me because.
I
'Cause-
think he was put aside because there was too much heat around his name, and he also proved to be an inconsistent liar. It's not me, okay? It's what the people are saying. He's an inconsistent liar. He says one thing, and then the next day he says something. And he does know, Mr. Brown. He also does have some ties, something with Cat. And Cat is stuck over there in the jail. So he was just too closely implicated. He was dirty, for lack of
Yeah.
a better word. He couldn't protect him, even though he should have. Rub my back, I'll rub yours, because of what Senzo did for him. He sealed his records. So, but
Yeah,
there
but
was
this.
no way he was going to get away with it. There was going to be unrest had he done anything else. This was the safest decision for him.
I mean, these people almost got away. I mean, this is a lackluster. Uh. How do you say finale? Because no matter what you're dealing with in the country, it seems like no matter what the issue is, a commission, like that's just the answer. And at the end of the day, there's no guarantee that person A or person B will be called or will go. People ignore, because commissions are optional to some people unless it's headed by an actual judge. Is too many things that are allowed to happen if it's a commission and not an actual investigation, a trial, or something. All of these people, like, okay, let me ask you this: you yourself and anybody listening right now, if you
Mm.
were General Mkhwanazi yourself, how do you feel hearing that there's going to be a commission of an inquiry after the work that you just did to uncover, and you put your neck on the line like that? A commission. I mean, honestly, that doesn't quite satisfy and the immediate sense of urgency. The reason why you took to the cameras and people are saying, "Oh, you broke protocol. Now we have to wait for a commission of inquiry." That's not what you did that for. You didn't do that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you want an investigation, sure, right? You want people, but at the same time, you have proof. You've given some proof already. You're willing to give more proof. Give it to the authorities and the police and let them deal with it now, not give it to a dang commission, with people it's just too lackluster to me. I get what you're saying. It's it'll something will come of it, but will it really? What came out of the state capture inquiry? Zuma was forced to go. He went. People implicated, all
Came back
kinds
with
of
the whole
people.
body.
Yeah, nobody uh, did anything. You know,
So
nobody.
before I answer your question, what would you have preferred? If you were General Mkhwanazi and you did that speech, what would your expectation have been? Just you as Dan, what would have made you happy hearing from the president?
Arrests. I did that so that you could look at what I got and
Mm.
talk to witnesses that I'm ready to call. You know, um, a ch- um, an arrest, prosecutions, subpoenas, stuff like
Mm.
that. Not no dang commission of inquiry. People to come, hold hands, sit down, and then I mean, you know what? It's too much. Um, when you afford people an opportunity left and right, it's fair, right? But when you already have proof against Mkhunu lying about this, lying about that, we you're affording certain people too much wiggle room, and it's that's not again that's not what Mkhwanazi put his neck on the line for. So I kind of feel for the guy because now he still have to worry about his safety. He's got to worry about other whistleblowers and people willing to help him. Like who knows? We're talking about the conclusion of the commission of inquiry. So far we just heard about it. You know how long ANC and everybody takes to get these things rolling. So
So I hear everything you say, and you're absolutely within your rights to express how you feel. But I'm going to say, okay, respectfully, it sounds to me that you wanted an overnight solution and that those arrests had to happen. But
that's
take
what
a
the
look at
general wanted.
this. But that's why I looked this up. I looked up this so that I could respond. So he already said everything he said before. Nobody listened to him. Absolutely nobody listened to him. So if I was General Mkhwanazi today, hearing the president not fire me, first of all, kudos to the president for realizing that would be the wrong move completely. Getting
Right.
rid of Senzo Mchunu, the police minister, for me, I'm very, very excited about that. There is no way we could still continue to look at him as a police minister with all these allegations that he failed to address. And he should have learned the number one thing that the police say when you're arrested: whatever you say will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to remain silent. He should have remained silent, and that would have saved him
And
better.
can I ask you something?
Instead,
Because
go ahead.
I'm reading the chat, and I'm sorry, it made me chuckle, but it's true. Just even the thought of it. What do you think Trump would have done if he was if he was the president? People don't like Trump, and for their valid reasons, but different strokes for different folks. I initially liked Ramaphosa, but the guy's he just proves you more and more to be indecisive. If this was Trump, like, hate him or love him, he would have made action.
Trump would have responded from the tarmac the
Fired
day he
this
landed.
person, fired that person, put these people in jail. I'm telling you, he would put people in jail. You can call him a dictator or whatever you want, but he's going to satisfy the people on the ground who's been saying this and that for the longest. I'm telling you, it's just a difference of personalities and authority and political will, you know.
But
So
the
I don't.
reality is,
Yeah,
although Trump said, strange, strange things are happening in South Africa, we didn't listen to him. We thought he was overboard, okay, over the top. We thought he should mind his business, but that's literally the theme for 2025 in South Africa. A
yeah.
whole police minister has been taken down. Even Peggy Taylor didn't experience this kind of humiliation. Well, he is on suspension with all his benefits still valid to him, available to him. But now there's going to be this commission. Now let's talk about the commission. First of
Okay.
all, I want to introduce um, the professor, Professor Kachalia, who is going to be acting police minister for like 2 days, and then he's gone, and then a new minister is going to come in. I thought that was kind of dumb, if you ask my opinion. Why put someone for such a short period of time, and then he has to go on retirement? We have seen they have the capability of calling people back from retirement, aka Judge Rata. Okay, why didn't they just do that? Or skip him completely? But let's look at why him. Why him to begin this temporary phase? So, what are his academic and professional backgrounds? He is a law professor. I guess that's the number one reason he was picked. He's a law professor at the University of Wits, School of Law, where he also serves as director of the Mandela Institution. What are his qualifications? He holds a BA honors, LLB, higher diploma in company law, and also an LLM from the University of Michigan. And he's graduated first class with first class honors. So he's also got international law experience. So he's very, very well decorated in the law realm. Now the question becomes, is he corruptible? Is it possible for him to be captured? I think that's the phrase we want to use. Is it possible for him to be captured? What is it going to look like with a person with such a law background as the police Commissioner. And I didn't get to respond to what you said about General Mkhwanazi'S. I think he's satisfied. This is the best that he can get. I think that he's happy. He did a press conference and it caused action. This action, it causes a reaction. And now the president has addressed his cries that he already addressed. He addressed them here in this video. This was in April, May, June, July, a good 3 months later. Then he had to do it again. And this time he had to do it for impact. We braced for impact. Nobody had their seatbelts on. And then jiggy, jiggy, there we go. The president finally spoke. It was not his first time speaking about this. It was the first time that he gets results. So I believe, as small move as it is, it gets results. What's going to happen? Are the people going to be happy? Is there going to be looting? No, because I think he did the most loudest thing he could do. Even though the ANC, he probably told Senzo, like he called him to the side and says, you're just going to have to take one for the team. ANC cannot go down for you. You're just going to have to take one for the team. I'm putting you on suspension. It is what it is. You did this to yourself. Why on earth did you respond on Sunday when you were busy on ANC business? Why didn't you mind your business? But you had to respond. You denied Mr. Brown, okay, like Judas denied Jesus, only for you to come back and say, well, I kind of sort of maybe might have known him. He's a comrade. And then Mr. Brown is like, well, I've got a whole lot of information. If anyone wants to throw me under the bus, just know I will be driving that bus and I'm going to back it up several times. So it's a lot, in my opinion. So Monet says the man came to tell us what we already know. What a waste of time. We all said it. We all said commissioner of this, commissioner of this, commissioner of this is coming. So let me know. I want to hear from you if you are satisfied. Oh, you know what? Let me do a poll. Let me do a poll. Dan, do you mind to read the comments? And I am going, okay, I'm going to put the professor's name
Sure, I could
right
do
here.
that.
I just want to start a poll because I want to see what exactly is the mood. Wait,
Should
where's
I
my
read the where it's highlighted?
Yes.
Okay. David Macatini says Professor Feroz Kachalia. How do I? Is it me who scrolls, or will you do it?
I'll do it. I think I can scroll.
I don't know.
I don't even know what you see, but go ahead. I just want to type really fast.
I'm seeing everything through the StreamYard. So
Oh,
okay.
okay.
David Chabangu says then Usabia wise he left.
The next one says, there we go.
Black Faith. He says what the hell just happened? That's exactly. That's funny because he came exclusively late, like a pop star himself, and
Exactly.
gave us hand-me-down solutions from like every single year of every scandal from every other presidency. So yeah, uh,
Agreed. And then
yeah,
Raymond says, what? We just observed. Ooh, we just observed a joke from a president. Okay. How long is the special leave? It's indefinite until you see, like it's like what Dan was saying. The commission of inquiry is just a temporary band-aid. It doesn't have a timeline. It doesn't have a limit of when they come back. It doesn't have these are the steps that are recommended by the president. I'm creating this commission and these are my expectations of you. And this is what I expect at the end of the day. Within the next 6 months, we regroup in 6 months and we gather as a family and see how far we're going. So it's just going to be an endless commission, in my opinion. I don't know. I could be wrong. And then Percy, she says, LOL, guys, I'm disappointed. She abandoned the live, okay? She went to watch the live over there at SABC, and then she came back, and she's come back to tell us, I'm disappointed in myself for being disappointed in not Ramasipili, Ramaphosa, because I knew this was going to happen. You know, I don't think you should be really hard on yourself. I don't think it's bad that we had high hopes. We gave him a chance. We gave him a fair chance. He made us wait for a week. We thought it was going to be different this time. Okay. It's like dating that abusive boyfriend and you think, no, he didn't mean to hit me. Not this time. And then next thing you're in a coffin holding flowers. Same show, different characters. That's all that keeps happening. Monet says, he said absolutely nix. Oh man. Cupcake Marawena. Exactly. Exactly that. He didn't, he just came to say, oh my God, guys, did you hear? These are the allegations that Mkhwanazi made. I heard the allegations. I was out on a trip. You know what? I know how to fix this. We're going to put Umlungu, okay? We're going to have Umlungu as a police minister. I think let's try that. Let's just try Umlungu. It's going to appease the people. DA is going to go quiet for a little bit. You know what? Speaking of DA, let's see the DA's reaction. Have they reacted? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Has the DA said anything? I'm checking. Hold the line, guys. Talk amongst yourselves in the comments. I'm checking. Uh, nothing there. I am still looking. The DA. Oh, we gotta check also MK Party. Wait, what's the DA's? Here they are. They didn't say anything yet. Let's go to the MK Party. Okay. Nope. It's all quiet, okay? Everybody's meeting and checking what their official reaction is going to be. Let's check in on Patricia Mashali, shall we? The official whistleblower. No, nothing there yet. Okay, I'll check back in a few minutes. Everybody seems to be hush hush right now. We're still processing. Just like we're processing here as a family on Mzansi Unfiltered. Let's see. Yeah, he said nothing. Okay, so I'm not wrong. He said absolutely nothing. Nothing about
Yeah,
Osibia.
it was like a hit and run. He came and then he left
So
really quick.
Sevilla still has a job. He's going back to work tomorrow. He's still the deputy. I don't know. I think that Sevilla should have revisited his suspension that he's very experienced with. David Makitini says will be an acting minister for 2 weeks. Can you imagine? Wait, he will be an acting minister for 2 weeks before the professor takes over as the fully flagged minister of police. Oh, okay. You see, this is why we're processing this. Okay, I understand. So he's a acting minister of police. Okay, that is Professor Kachalia. He's an acting minister of police for the next 2 weeks, and then he retires. Okay, he closes up his all his other affiliations, nice and tidy, so that he becomes a okay. That makes sense because I was thinking anything else sounds ridiculous. Why is he coming in for 2 days? Okay. Thank you, David. I appreciate you breaking that down for us, members of the public jury.
Hey,
Monet says, go ahead.
huh?
I thought you said something. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I'm in a public place.
Um, oh, okay. Monet says, we need an active president as soon as possible. David says, with many Davids today. Hello, Davids. David. David says, we don't want Sevilla anymore. He has to answer from outside. Exactly. I agree. I think Sevilla escaped the cut here. Why is he also not on suspension? Because those are very, very serious allegations. And what? He's going to be inside Pagati as the exact same reasons that the minister has been taken out are the exact same reasons why Sevilla should also be taken out. Hello, Commissioner people. Make sure that's your first recommendation. Sevilla needs to go home and wait it out. We already saw how he behaves. Okay? With the Senzime trial. I'm not making this up. He speaks about it himself on the Netflix documentary. Okay? He says he's not even, he's a former police Ntonton. When he's doing the Netflix documentary, he's not even a member of the police, but he's very much inside Pagati, that documentary, and he's very much inside the crime scene, and he's very much there when Sizwe Skhumbuzo Zongo is inside Pagati with Kininda doing the interview. You know what? I'm not the one saying this. Kininda is the one who told us. And also Zungu Nice is the one who said Sibia was there. He's everywhere. Okay. He was also there at the Henops River investigation. I'm not saying he had anything to do with it. I'm just saying nobody talks about Henops River anymore. There's a general, you know what? You know what? Let's continue. Let's continue with the comments. The next one says, nah, guys, maybe the feed was late. We caught the last part of the speech. Ah, do you know who's better at putting the speech for us? Okay, you have a point. Let me see if I can find. SABC is like that. Even with the Sense of Mayweather trial, you'll find them already starting mid sentence. Let me go to those guys, those biased guys. What are their names again? Newsroom Africa. One second. Hold the line. Newsroom Africa didn't stream it. Maybe it was exclusive to SABC. And then they started it mid sentence. There's nothing here. Which other channel can I go to? ENCA.
Tonight, I address you on a matter that concerns the security of our country, the integrity of our law enforcement agencies, and the safety of our people. Last Sunday, the 6th of July, 2025, whilst I was in Brazil at the BRICS summit, Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi.
Can you imagine being in Brazil and finding out your country is falling apart? And it so happened, can you imagine? I think General Mkhwanazi timed it really well. Imagine if he had done this when the acting president was a whole where am I with? South African Defense Forces minister. Do you guys remember she was the acting president about 2 weeks, if not 3 weeks ago? And he's like, nah, we can't have that. She's just going to take me down. She's just going to send a whole missile. She already has the codes. So, yeah, let's continue on. This is on ENCA. ENCA, I guess, started it right away. And it's just 12 minutes. We're going to listen to it and break it down and see the parts that we missed. Like some of you said, you know, we were listening to it under pressure, but now we're breaking it down and listening carefully with our ears.
The KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Commissioner of the South African Police held a media briefing in which he made public serious allegations about the existence and operation of a sophisticated criminal syndicate that has allegedly infiltrated law enforcement and intelligence structures in our country. Lieutenant Mkhwanazi alleged that the Minister of Police allegedly interfered with sensitive police investigations and colluded with business people, including a murder accused, to disband the political killing.
Why did the president not name the business person? Why did he not say Cat? Because Cat was named by name. Why did the president not mention him by name?
Task team based in KwaZulu-Natal. Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi also said that a police investigation by the task team that was operating in Gauteng unmasked a syndicate controlled by a drug cartel, which involves politicians, law enforcement officials from the South African Police Service, Metro Police, correctional services, prosecutors, and the judiciary, as well as business people. The allegations made in this media briefing raise serious concern around our constitution, the rule of law, and national security. These allegations, if proven true, threaten to undermine the confidence of South Africans in the ability of the South African Police Service to protect them and to effectively fight crime and corruption. South Africans are
Oh, Dan, you had asked me what Donald Trump will do. Donald Trump, first of all, would not be reading a speech. He would be speaking off the cuff, okay? He would just be going wild. He'd be going wild. We'll be getting a real live reaction from Donald Trump. CYRIL has his speech all written down. He's reading it. He's reading it very carefully. And they also have the sign language lady. Listen, I don't understand sign language, but I'm understanding her. Okay. It's very, very serious. She's giving serious reactions to, oh, should I say, is it translations? No, hand signs of what the president is saying. And yeah, she's hilarious. I think they chose the right person. But, we'll continue listening to the president of South Africa.
concerned about corruption and the rise of criminality in our country, which manifests itself in the killing of innocent people, gender-based violence, gang violence, kidnappings, construction mafia criminality, and in many other ways.
Mkhwanazi never mentioned construction mafia criminality, sir, with all due respect. I find that quite interesting because, Mkhwanazi also took the spotlight for a minute as Ian in Parliament mentioned the wrong Vusumuzi's firearms that she has. And she comes out and demands an apology. Wait, why are you even coming out? Why did you have the firearms? Like, are we not paying attention to what's going on here? So when he mentioned the construction mafia, I was like, the fact that you even acknowledge the construction mafia. I'm not saying Mkhwanazi has a construction mafia, but Mkhwanazi herself said in an interview that, hey, we've got to work with the construction mafia, and you guys call them construction mafia. I call them business partners. So,
As we intensify the fight against crime, it is vital that we safeguard the integrity and credibility of the police and other law enforcement agencies. These allegations, therefore, call for an urgent and comprehensive investigation. To address these allegations and the implications of these allegations, I'm establishing a judicial commission of inquiry that will be chaired by Acting Deputy Chief Justice Mbuyisile Madlanga. Justice Madlanga will be assisted by Advocate Sesi Baloyi, Senior Counsel, and Advocate Sandile Khumalo, Senior Counsel. The commission will investigate allegations relating to the infiltration.
Okay, so my official reaction to the Deputy Chief Justice Madlanga and, the other heavyweights is it's all just a bunch of people in law. It's all just administrative. It's all just to make it look like we're doing something, and let's put the people who are qualified. And then what's going to happen next? There's just going to be an inquiry, an inquiry, an inquiry. And we do see currently there's an inquiry, right, for Justice Mbenenge, right? And his emojis and his phone. And he's just sitting there going, that's not what I meant. Okay, yeah, that's a banana. It's a peeled banana. Yes, I sent it. Doesn't mean I meant, I can't even say the word out loud. 'Cause this is a family friendly channel. But you get what I'm saying. That there's just going to be an inquiry. People are just going to answer, and then everything goes home, and then the results are going to be. So I guess I see what Dan is saying. It's just going to prolong the inevitable. We wanted to see abrupt action, people arrested, not suspended, but arrested. Okay, charge them and then give them their bail. We all know you're going to give them bail for 10,000 rands. Give them the bail, they go home, but matters are taken seriously. Okay. Yeah, I see that. Because it's just going to be another inquiry. It's just going to be another legal done, and they're just going to keep at it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll be checking the comments shortly.
Of law enforcement, intelligence, and associated institutions within the criminal justice system by criminal syndicates. Among the allegations that the Commission may investigate are the facilitation of organized crime, suppression or manipulation of investigations, inducement into criminal actions by law enforcement leadership, commission of any other criminal offenses and intimidation, victimization, or targeted removal of whistleblowers or officials that are resisting criminal influence. The Commission will investigate the role of current or former senior officials in certain institutions who may have aided or abetted the alleged criminal activity or failed to act on credible intelligence or internal warnings or benefited financially or politically from the syndicate's operations. These institutions are the South African Police Service, the National Prosecuting Authority, State Security Agency, the Judiciary and the Magistracy, and the Metropolitan Police Departments of Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni, and Tshwane. The Commission will also investigate whether any members of the National Executive responsible for the criminal justice system were complicit, aided and abetted, or participated in the acts mentioned above. The Commission will be asked to report on the effectiveness or failures of oversight mechanisms and the adequacy of current.
The Commission will be asked to report on adequacy of failures. So you acknowledge their failures, and you need a commission to tell you their failures. But you, Office of the President, know their failures. Can you just see how much of a rigmarole this is? This is just a virtual circle going round and round and round. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the biggest criminal of them all? Oops.
Legislation, policies, and institutional arrangements in preventing such infiltration. It will make findings and recommendations for criminal prosecutions, disciplinary actions, and institutional reform. Once established, the Commission shall consider prima facie evidence relating to the involvement of individuals who are currently employed within law enforcement or intelligence agencies. Where appropriate, the Commission must make recommendations on the employment status of such officials currently employed, including whether they should be suspended pending the outcome of further investigations. The Commission will have the power to refer matters for immediate investigation and urgent decisions on prosecution, taking into account the nature of the allegations and the evidence the Commission will uncover. It is critical that these matters be attended to with the necessary urgency and thoroughness. The Commission is expected to complete its work and submit a final report to the President. Interim reports will be expected after 3 months and 6 months, respectively. The final report of the Commission will be sent to the Speaker of the National Assembly and to the Chief Justice. Acting Deputy Chief Justice Madanga is retiring from the Constitutional Court at the end of July 2025 after years of distinguished service, and will therefore be able to give his full attention and time to the work of this Commission. In order for the Commission to execute its functions effectively, I have decided to put the Minister of Police, Mr. Mkhwanazi'S, on leave of absence with immediate effect. The Minister has undertaken to give his full cooperation to the Commission.
So if you are put on leave of absence, you see, it was even decorated nicely. It was said so cutely. It was not called a suspension, it's called a leave of absence. They had to put it in that manner so that it justifies him getting all his benefits. Okay, the blue lights, the money, the salary, the houses, everything. So he loses absolutely nothing. In fact, he just gets to play golf all day or whatever it is he does with his pastime. Oh, hang out with Mr. Brown. Oh, no, he's not going to be meeting with him because, all eyes are on him now. But he gets free time to do as he please on the taxpayer's dime. Wow, that's very interesting. That's a good move. Okay, that's a good move. What was the nation expecting? Him to be fired. I can tell you that. They were expecting him to be fired, suspended without pay, sir. They need to feel the impact of the crime, or should I say alleged crimes. And you know what? Guess what will happen if he's not on payroll? It's going to put pressure on the commission to work faster. Instead, what is the motivation for the commission to work hard and fast in a timely manner to provide solutions? Thankfully, we have Mkhwanazi, okay? He's going to be coming back to update us. Unfortunately, I know he's already been made to sign 45 pages of do non-disclosure. He will no longer be coming back with any updates for us. Unfortunately, that's the sad reality. Unless he creates like a parody Twitter account and he just keeps dropping things over there, but I don't think so. I think they've made sure that he never, ever, ever does this again. Embarrass the nation is not the nation, the presidency, especially when the president was out of town minding his business, trying to act like the man over there in Brazil, I think is where he was. And then all of a sudden he's being asked about things that are happening in South Africa when he's not even there. And wait, it's so catastrophic. Wait. And now I've got to respond on this because this is national security. What is going on in the police minister's office? And why did I not know about this before? That's what I think. So I think they clipped his wings and we won't be hearing from him. He's been made to make several vows. But then his term was about to end. Mkhwanazi'S term, right? It was about to end. So I wonder what's going to happen with that. I know KZN says hands off Mkhwanazi, okay? So it was very, very difficult for the president to do anything that he said or did to Mkhwanazi was going to cause an uproar. So he stayed away from that monster, and the sacrificial lamb was the police minister. Only. Only. Sibia survived this. We're not even going to talk about Masamela, okay, because he just sat in the room and he was very, very quiet. He was in the meeting, he was very, very quiet. He never issued any letter to disband any task force. And DZ, don't put me in this, okay? Sizokutini commissioner. Yeah, and that's Masamola for you. I wonder if wherever Begitele is, what he has to say about all this. I really do. But let's continue listening to the last part, which clarifies what's going to happen with the police minister and the new acting police minister and the term of office.
To enable it to work properly. I've decided to appoint Professor Firoz Kachalia as acting Minister of Police. Professor Kachalia is currently a professor of law at the University of the Witwatersrand and is the chairperson of the National Anti-Corruption Advisory Council. He previously served as an MEC of Community Safety in Gauteng. I'm appointing Professor Kachalia in terms of Section 91(3) subsection C of the Constitution, which empowers the Constitution to select no more than 2 ministers from outside the National Assembly.
Okay, so anytime you hear them say section done done is section done done from the Constitution, it's to back up that, hey, I'm not just doing this off the whim. This is legal, it is lawful, it is permitted by the Constitution. We don't have to hold an election. I am the president and I can pick from anyone. Okay, I know you guys thought I was going to pick from maybe the DA and the DA was waiting for one of their members to be selected. I'm not going to do that, okay? Because then that puts the balance uneven when it comes time for voting inside the parliament. So we're not going to do that, okay? I'm going to pick somebody from outside the building. And he speaks about his qualifications. So I just want to add on to what he said. Someone put a comment. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. I want to find that comment. Oh, no. It said that I also don't trust the professor. He's ANC. Oh, here it is. I found it. It says Feroz, a professor. Okay, we just gotta give him his titles because you know how it is in these offices. They're all well decorated for one reason or another. But we're watching him. We're going to watch him more closely than before. So he is the new incoming police commissioner nominated by the president. He didn't even have to have any votes or elections or anything. He's just walking into the building to sort out this mess that the current police minister did, who's had to now been put on an urgent leave of absence, effective immediately. But don't worry, okay, Senzam, you get all your benefits, all your pay. Your life is not going to change at all. So this is Professor Kachalia, okay? So what is his political and government roles? He was part of the anti-apartheid activist. He's an anti-apartheid activist. He was detained multiple times in the late 1970s and 80s, particularly in the United Democratic Front, and was a delegate to the historic CODESA negotiations that shaped South Africa's democracy. So he's not new, okay? He's not a new player to this political landscape. He was also Speaker of the Gauteng Provincial Legislature from 1999 to 2004. He was also the MEC for Community Safety. And that's the only political aspect that the president highlighted. I think that was very, very strategic. He was the MEC for political safety. So he's basically saying he understands safety, he understands working with humans, he understands keeping the country safe. That's basically what he was highlighting. He did that for about 5 years from 2004 to 2009. Then he was also the MEC for economic development. I'm happy to see that. Okay, but he was only the MEC of that for 1 year. Why am I happy about that? Because we know about the untouchables, right? The generals who went ahead and, were helping themselves with the money. Okay. Is it Brigadier? No, it's also another general. Guys, the generals are generaling. Okay. General Lushaba, who's the CFO of the money in the police, they were just helping themselves to that fund. Okay. It was their own personal piggy bank. So we have a whole police minister who kind of has economic development experience. So we'll see if he puts that to active use. And he was also appointed by President Jacob Zuma as a non-executive director of South Africa's Reserve Bank. Oh, so I'm pretty happy. His qualifications are kind of tying into the current deficiencies, I would say, inside the police system. So we'll see if he actually puts them to use, or he's just going to be another guy in there doing whatever. So in 2022, President Ramaphosa selected him as, well, they're always selecting him, I guess. In 2022, President Ramaphosa selected him as chairperson of the National Anti-Corruption Advisory Council to tackle fraud, corruption, and state capture. How ironic is that? Well, now he's back as the Minister of Police, okay? Acting minister, okay? What are his contributions and his political public profile? He's active in drafting constitutional principles and founding democratic institutions post apartheid, and also frequently appears at national forums in Dundee. He's a huge speaker, blah, 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 blah. He's also served on multiple boards. Basically, the professor's professoring, okay? The professorism is professorism. So, guys, give a shout out to the mic, okay? I haven't heard anyone complain about the sound. Thank you so much, okay? I worked really hard to figure out what was wrong, and I was thoroughly embarrassed to find that I was connecting to a mic that wasn't even on my desk. But I've learned my lesson, okay? Disconnect the mic that isn't connected. Let's hear the last part.
Professor Kachalia will be retiring from his current position at the University of Witwatersrand at the end of July this year. I will, in the interim, appoint an acting minister from within cabinet until Professor Kachalia takes up his post at the beginning of August. The interregnum, therefore, will just be just a little over 2 weeks. This commission is...
Okay, so thank you. I think it was David who corrected me. Thank you for that. Okay, so somebody is going to be the police minister until August. I don't know who it is. He doesn't tell us who the somebody is. And then the professor's going to come in full time. Well, full time-ish, acting-ish. Okay, you get what I'm saying. But yeah, that's the correction.
Being established against the backdrop of significant progress that has been made in rebuilding and strengthening our country's law enforcement agencies and security services. In recent years, the South African Police Service, the Special Investigating Unit, the SIU, and the Asset Forfeiture Unit, and other bodies have been making great progress and inroads in the fight against organized crime and corruption. It is essential that we maintain this momentum and that we intensify the work that is currently underway. We will ensure that the South African Police Service and other law enforcement agencies continue to function without hindrance as the Commission undertakes its work. I call on all members of our law enforcement agencies, as well as security services, to remain steadfast in upholding the rule of law of our country and adhering to their code of conduct. I therefore call on all South Africans to support the Commission in the work that it is going to do where appropriate, and to provide any information or assistance the Commission may require. In establishing this Commission of Inquiry, we are affirming our commitment to the rule of law, to transparency, and to accountability. And we are also enhancing the work that is underway to build a South Africa in which all our people are safe and secure.
There you have it. So we also get to hear from someone said, I'm waiting for Malema to respond. Funny enough, as I ran actually to Twitter to check if Julius Malema has responded. These days he's not the same kind of man. Okay. Ever since his brother Floyd left, he's just not the same kind of man. But he did say something at the funeral. So I'm just gonna click. I didn't hear what he said. So let's listen to this together. Let me unmute it. Oh. Hold on. Let me take off Bluetooth.
Here tomorrow, but they are nowhere here tomorrow. But the other matters on the public platform, the issue of the police minister, the president said he's going to speak tomorrow. What is your take? What is your comment on how the president should handle what General Mkhwanazi'S has said and alleged?
Well, the president should fire Mkhunu with immediate effect. Mkhunu came with a baggage. He's not.
Oh my goodness, can you guys hear? I think you can't hear because I hear it in my headphones. Why is it playing in my headphones when I've disconnected this? Okay, hold on. I'm going to play it on this device. So sorry about that. I was all here laughing by myself. And I was like, wait a minute. Why am I hearing this by myself? Why am I the only one laughing? Okay. One quick second. I'm just finding it over here. Okay.
Here tomorrow, but the other matters on the public platform, the issue of the police minister, the president said he's going to speak tomorrow. What is your take? What is your comment on how the president should handle what General Mkhwanazi'S has said and alleged?
Well, the president should fire Mkhunu with immediate effect. Mkhunu came with a baggage. He's not old in the job. He's very new, but already tainted. This is a man who went to that institution to go and do wrong things. You want to people to have confidence again in the police. You have to fire the executive authority and then put order. If there are generals that have misbehaved, the national commissioner should act on those generals. And then we start dealing with crime. The role of the police is to deal with crime, not to connive with criminals.
This message here tomorrow, but they are nowhere here tomorrow, but the other matter.
I think he said it really well. Well done, Julius. Well done. No drama, no theatrics, straight to the point. Get rid of the police minister, and then the national police commissioner takes his role. Okay, he fixes up the generals. Okay, I think that Julius Malema explained why Shadrach Sibia was an untouchable in this battle of the giants. And it truly was a battle of the giants. How do we know? Because not Senzo, what's it? What am I saying? I'm mixing up names. Onhlanhla Mkhwanazi, he did tell us they went to a meeting at Senzo Mkhunu's house. He made us sit down. And then he told me that, me and the general Shadrach Sibia must make up. Okay, we must kiss and make up and work together for one goal. And, Mkhwanazi sat there and in his mind he said, you know what? There can never be peace between a criminal and a police officer. So the criminal, okay, I'm not the one who called him a criminal, but the criminal still survived. Okay, he survived the Xing. Now, according to what Julius Malema says, okay, shout out to Julius. Welcome back, sir. According to what he says, now the task lies on the national commissioner. So all along, it seems like the national commissioner who sat in that meeting and said absolutely nothing. Okay, why was he sitting in that meeting and saying absolutely nothing? Because he had no control, he had no power, and he already know. Senzo Mkhunu probably told him many times before, I run the show, okay? I'm the police minister. What I say goes, okay? It's my shoe, okay? My shoe fits, okay? And I think that's why the National Police Commissioner took a very, very passive role. And I did a video earlier this week. I spoke about his passive leadership and that this is the reason that we are here. Had he taken on an active role, there wouldn't have been this battle of the giants. And when Mkhwanazi had come forward with any issues, he would have handled them appropriately. But he did not. So, therefore, that's why he found himself just sitting in a meeting, very, very quiet, like a church mouse. Okay. So, Julius says, now that the police commissioner is out, by the way, this was Julius speaking yesterday. So, Julius kind of called it. Okay. Julius called the shots from outside Parliament. He told the president what to do. President probably consulted him. You know what? What will make sense to EFF? Because you guys are really going to make problems for me. If it's not you, it's going to be MK. And if it's not MK, it's going to be the DA. And I'm just coming back from Brazil. I just want a kumbaya country. I don't want to get back to Donald Trump's over there in the White House and tell him what strange, strange things are going on in South Africa. Do you see what I mean? So kudos to Julius. He nailed it. So now that the police minister is on an extended leave of absence with all his pay and all his security and all the benefits, like he's not being stripped of anything. Now that he's out of the building, it's now lies on the police commissioner to ensure the return to law. And Julius Malema says now police minister has to take action, find those generals. Find those generals because these guys are police. They're supposed to be the rule of law. They're not supposed to be, collaborating with criminals. Vusumuzi, Cat, Matlala, Mr. Brown, even though it's not said he's a criminal, but, he knows too much. He knows too much from outside. But let me listen to this one more time. I want to make sure I didn't miss any point that he made because I think he made very, very good points.
Here to mourn, but they are nowhere here to mourn. But the other matters on the public platform, the issue of the police minister, the president said he's going to speak tomorrow. What is your take? What is your comment on how the president should handle what General Mkhwanazi has said and alleged?
Well, President should fire Mkhunu with immediate effect. Mkhunu came with a baggage. He's not old in the job. He's very new, but already tainted. This is a man who went to that institution to go and do wrong things. You want to people to have confidence again in.
He's not new he's new in the institution and he went there to do very, very wrong things. There's strange, strange things happening in South Africa. Oh my goodness. What did you do? I mean, it's not like he's new to politics. He's not brand new. The police minister was not new to politics. He was a whole premier over there in KZN, okay? He's a whole KZN guy. And where all the smoke comes from, it's, there was so much smoke from KZN that, Mkhwanazi says, nobody's seeing my smoke signals. Let me do a press conference. Yeah. Good evening, guys.
The police, you have to fire the executive authority and then put order. If there are generals that have misbehaved, the national commissioner should act on those generals. And then we start dealing with crime. The role of the police is to deal with crime, not to connive with criminals.
This message goes here to mourn, but there are no.
You have to deal with criminals, not connive. The problem with criminals, guys, criminals come with shiny, shiny benefits. They have, they line your pockets. They make your life look much, much better than, the 70,000 rands or the 60,000 rands, whatever thousand rands that the police executives are making. So I don't know, okay? But Mkhwanazi, okay, he alleged that they are playing with criminals over there, not in the Western Cape, not in the Eastern Cape, not in the Northwest, not in Mpumalanga, over there in Gauteng, okay? So, wow, the country came to a standstill. Raymond says, why did Cupcake make us wait 7 days for a 10-minute speech? That's a very good question. And then Coach Portia, she says, Cupcake should have sent a WhatsApp message instead of this 10-minute nothing speech. I agree. What about Mkhwanazi Severe? Listen, he said, I think it's gonna be an internal issue. They're going to investigate and dun commissioner. He's safe for now. He survived the cut. Okay, you gotta get rid of the greatest Mkhwanazi. Okay, mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the greatest of them all? Who's the greatest criminal of them all? They could only take out one. They could only take out one, and you take out the top dog. Okay, the top dog, but you make sure his pockets are still lined. He's still happy. He's not going to make any noise. They do the commissioning. They find him innocent. He returns silently back to work, but he can never return back to being a police commissioner because he's just tainted. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they say. People will always remember. Will always remember General Mkhwanazi for this, for what he alleged, and the fact that there's all these videos. You see, the internet never forgets, okay? On the 5th of March, what did he say? Oh, no, 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 no. There's some people who said that my brother, my brother, my brother. You know what? Let's go back to that speech. Why don't we just, why should I summarize when the former police commissioner can speak for himself? Wait, let me find it. Bear with me. Oh man, I have to find it. Hold on. Okay, I know how I'll find it. Hold the line, hold the line. We've got to watch it together, guys. I actually enjoy video editing. I don't know if you guys know this little thing about me. I absolutely enjoy video editing. I enjoy it so much. I enjoy putting clips together. Some of these clips, they live rent free in my mind. I never know when I'm going to use it, okay? I never know when it's going to come useful. And then, boom, they do something. And then I'm like, whoops. I know exactly how to clip these clips together. I hope that everyone kind of, can pick up my irony and my humor. And most of the time, you guys are like right there inside Pagati within. Where is this clip? Oh man. I thought I could cheat and find it from my edits, but that's taking forever. Let me find it here. Bear with me, please. I would like us to listen to the former police minister. This is the KZN premiere, okay? Did I scroll too far? I know it's at the beginning of the video, but it's hiding from me right now. I don't know why it's hiding. There it is. I was wrong. It's at the end. This speech will forever be the reason he went.
Somebody insisting that there is somebody who's going around saying that me wherever I am there. And I said, show me the face. And it got to a point where you should have been saying that he works half a go. I got some. It does happen about some Mkhwanazi is saying about some fellow. 2 weeks there's somebody who's going around saying that he works with me wherever I am. He is there. And I said, show me the face. And it got to a point where he should have been. I don't think another person, Mkhunu, who said is my younger brother. My younger brother died in 2005, and I don't have any other. And so when the person says so, you must be very circumspect when people to us to say associate of this and that. I'm no associate to that John Mkhwanazi is referring to, but I appreciate whatever they discussed, and then those that understand who is saying what, where, and
It
so
is
on.
such Gulugutu behavior, the constant clearing of his mouth, the constant avoiding the camera, fidgeting, not keeping still. For me, it gave him Mkhwanazi. Okay, the body language was not body languaging. If he was innocent of whatever the allegations are, why did he have to start with the distracting story about his brother and my brother died? Da 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 da. Nobody cares. Okay, may his soul rest in peace. But the matter of the fact, stay focused. Anytime you hear someone just kind of off ramping on the N3, this is the reason they are avoiding and they're trying to distract you by giving you an overload of information. Does this sound familiar? We've seen this before. We've seen this so many times. And it's also returning to the stand in the sense of Mayweather trial. It's him, yes, him, the brigadier. The long, lengthy answers, the long, lengthy responses, just talking, rambling on and on. All he had to say, and I always say this, guys, if somebody asks you a question, just say yes or no. Do you know Mr. Brown? Nope. Wait for someone to expose what they have on you, then respond. But what did he do? He jumped. Mike 1 2 check, Mike 1 2 check, and he jumped into the hot fire and he lamented. I don't know him. You know, it happens. I mean, even to you, Mr. Speaker, I'm sure people confuse you for someone else, or people, or everybody just suddenly wants to align with you, okay? Especially, you know, people you once went to school with. All of a sudden, everybody knows you. All of a sudden, they want to be your best friend. He just went on, but never looked at the camera. Not once. And this was not last year. This was this year on the 5th of March, 2025. Jiggy jiggy, okay, jiggy jiggy. Last week, I think it was the 6th, when Mkhwanazi came through and said, you know what? You're going to learn. If you didn't know my name, you're going to know my name. You're going to know who I am. How dare you call me to your house and make me sit with a whole criminal and tell me that your expectation is for us to kiss and make up, and you're not providing any resolution? You're not solving the problems? You're not asking for the evidence I have? I'm going to teach you a lesson you're never going to forget. Is General Mkhwanazi the downfall of the police minister, or did the police minister do this to himself? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And you know what? Speaking of the comment section, let me come back. Let me come back, because you guys always give me, you know, that I get my video ideas from the comment section, right? If ever you wanted to see your comment become a video idea, it all starts with you typing a comment. So if you're watching from outside the club and you're wondering, man, I really want to comment, I have so much to say. You know, the SABC has already closed out. You see, that's the thing, okay? The SABC closes their chat. That's it. It's over. The live is gone. There's no back and forth. There's no home. Here at Mzansi Unfiltered, we offer you a safe space to express yourself in the comment section. All that we ask is that you be respectful of others as well, of their opinions. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. It's a safe space. We agree, we disagree, but we do it respectfully. You know, yesterday somebody said that I sounded like I was in the toilet. And they could have said that so much better and it would have landed well and I would have fixed my audio right away or figured it out. Okay. It's when I saw family members say something's up with your sound. I was like, oh, family member says so. Oh, I got to stop everything I'm doing and pay attention right here. So if you're watching from outside the club, today is a good day for you to consider, okay, subscribing to the channel. We absolutely love it when you do. We are literally on the road to, I think, 70,000 subscribers. Is that where we're going? Yeah, I think it's 70,000 subscribers. We can only get there with you in mind. With that said, okay, comment section. That's why I said he spoke, but he said absolutely nothing. The president is also covering his tracks. He is corrupt to the core. It was a tough one for him. That's why he had to take 7 days. He had to take 7 days. He had to call them Gulagurdu, okay? He had to also call Mkhwanazi. See exactly what he has. You know, he was not going to jump into the pot like the others did, speaking so fast, you know. Just because you speak immediately after the press conference doesn't mean you've said much. If at all anything, all those who responded on Sunday, notice how much they messed it up. When did the national commissioner respond? He responded a whole 3 days later. Okay, he said, you know what? I'm gonna have a press conference, and he's talking about all them good things, the numbers, the stats of this and that and that, and then boom, time for question and answer. And the media said, man, we don't care about what you wanted to brief us on. We're here, okay, because we want to know This is the question. This is the question. And he was answering those questions like, man, I tried to avoid this conversation. And in the end, all he says was, did anybody see my signature? Did you see my signature? Don't play with me. Which is kind of a very smart response, if you ask me. Why are they quiet over there on the they're still quiet. I keep updating, I keep checking. They are not coming. Okay. Nobody is saying anything. Mkhunu must be fired. Then do the commission. Okay. I would be in favor of that. And then they can reinstate him after and say, I'm sorry. Okay, life happens. Renee says, Commission of Inquiry. What the hell? South Africa will be keeping tabs, no timeline. Why not post a message on Mixit? Why gather the nation? I agree with that question. Kuku says, why was the media not granted an opportunity to ask questions? Listen. They learned their lesson, okay? You say what you got to say, you turn the cameras off and you run, okay? 10 minutes and then you're out. Um, point of correction. Point of correction. Thank you. Someone is going to be acting for 2 weeks. Yes. I was corrected. I appreciate you guys, and I love it when you guys hold me honest. I misunderstood. I guess it's that thing that happens when you're watching live. Okay, you react. Just like O'Sullivan reacted before fact checking that, oh, he's actually a member of the task force. Oh my God. He can wear the uniform. Are you kidding me? Why did nobody tell me? I feel like we need to listen to O'Sullivan. I feel like we need to listen to him. Where is he now? Or somebody find O'Sullivan. I want them gone. I want him gone. He wanted Masemola and Mkhwanazi gone. Where is he now? Where? I have written an email to the. What does this man think he is? Let's go back to O'Sullivan. Let's see. Did he get his wishes? Did he get his wishes?
Up to scrutiny.
Well, there's a number of them, and I don't think I want to go into them. And the reason why I don't want to go into them is because Mkhwanazi'S acted unlawfully. He's put in the public domain details of criminal investigations which are still ongoing, and that's unheard of. What the police should never, ever do is publish the blow-by-blow details of criminal investigations that are still ongoing, because by doing so, they're undermining the criminal justice system. He undermines the judiciary. He undermines the National Prosecuting Authority, and in effect, he gives an opportunity to criminal underworld to get off on crimes that they may or may not have committed before the trial has even begun. And it's just unheard of. So what I'm now doing, in fact, I've sent an email today to Masemola, and I've copied the president, and I've said I'm now calling for a judicial commission of inquiry into what the hell is going on in the police service of this country, because it's completely unacceptable. And the victims of crime out there, and there's many of them, the victims of crime out there are getting cut full of all this criminal activity within the police service, and it has to stop.
I want to go back to the histories here, Paul, and I think it is important, as you say, that this isn't a journey of a few months or just a few years. You know, we're going back at least 13 years to 2012 is what you were sharing with us. And this relationship that you're sharing about between the National Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Fani Masemola, and Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi in very different roles there that has endured, you would say, until today. It's interesting because the Deputy National Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General National Police Commissioner, Saham, and vocal on what
speak for himself. I can't speak for him, and he's been ominously silent. I put it to him over a week ago, actually 10 days ago, that he had to suspend 5 generals and 2 brigadiers from crime intelligence, and he hasn't come back with an answer on that, other than to say it's an internal matter and it's got nothing to do with the public. It's got everything to do with the public. The public are the victims of crime. The generals in the crime intelligence and in the police service who go around with police bodyguards are not victims of crime. It's the man in the street that's victims of crime, and we're getting fed up with it. So what the police have to do is clean up their act, and it's never going to happen when you've got people standing behind closed doors agreeing what to do and what to say to the media. But Mkhwanazi himself, he needs to come out and explain where is the Louis Vuitton bag he was given as a gift? Where are the cars that were purchased in 2012 using crime intelligence trust funds? He needs to answer those questions. And he needs to answer the following question as well. Who authorized him to dress up in combat uniform with a dozen men on either side of him in combat gear with masks on to demonstrate that he's a tough guy and he's going to take on the government and dish the government, the judiciary, and the National Prosecuting Authority. That man needs to be held accountable by the people of this country.
Is it unprecedented, Paul? Because I'm not sure if you've seen on social media and so on, pictures being so, things like that, or not his place.
Commissioner or a police commissioner or a provincial police commissioner dressed in combat uniform, surrounded by combat-dressed people brandishing firearms with masks on. It's completely unacceptable. It's something you might see in South America or other countries, perhaps in North or West.
It's something that you will see in other no. It's over there in the country of KZN. Okay, that's a standalone country. Okay, they call the shots now. So somebody says, Edith says, what is going on with Beyonce's internet today? It's no longer Beyonce's internet, okay? It is Mkhwanazi'S internet, okay? He forced everybody out of hiding. He even made a whole president come back from Brazil and hide, okay? He hid from people. He didn't do no speech from the tarmac. He went to the funeral. He did a speech there. He still didn't talk about it. And then finally 7 o'clock came. He told everybody on Thursday, 7 o'clock is 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock comes and he says, no, 7 o'clock African time. So technically 7:30, and then 7:30 comes and it's like, no, African time. And then finally the press briefing starts and it lasted 10 minutes. And he says what he could have just said in a WhatsApp message. Like, why, what? What do you mean that's all you have to say? So no, Edith, it is not Beyonce's internet. It is Mkhwanazi'S internet, okay? Sunday to Sunday, okay? Sermon is in session. Peggy says, I'm surprised with the country. Oh, I'm surprised with the way this country is run. When the president is away on business, and where is the deputy president? And what was his role in the absence of the president? This sounds like Gininda. This is a valid point. Actually, I don't know where the deputy president was. I'm going to come back to this one. I need to know because, yeah, why did he not address the nation if he was the president, acting president, while the president was away? But if he was also away, then somebody else was acting. Good evening, you guys. It's a lot. The country is on autopilot. Yeah, we're just flying, okay? We're just building this plane while it's going. We're just going to put another Gulugudu commission on board, make it look so pretty. It's going to have all these, justices in it, high-ranking lawyers. It's going to be nice. It's going to be the Zondo commission. Nothing's going to happen, okay? That's the president came to say, and nothing's going to happen. I'm just removing Mkhunu for now because you guys just going to make too much noise. And it's in KZN. KZN might start their looting again. It was in July. Nope, we're not doing another Durban July. No. Just go home, okay? Just go home. Mkhunu, I'll take care of you, okay? You get everything you need. We're just going to be handling business without you, okay? You did this to yourself. Learn from me, okay? Do not respond to the media immediately. You were out there doing ANC work and you decided it's time for me to talk. I want to speak. Guys, when you see a mic, it does not mean speak, okay? Avoid the mics at all costs because anything you say will be held against you in a court of law. Boo, 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 boo. I don't know, Mr. Brown, but I know Mr. Brown 3 months later. I think she was just being sarcastic. We weren't late, guys. Next comment. Guys, let me digress a bit. Apparently, Gwede got arrested in the UK. I don't know about that. Okay, let me just leave that. Okay, let me leave that. We'll do the research on that one. Ignatius says, I thought it was a joke. It is not. Judiciary wanted General Mkhwanazi to bring evidence, conflict of interest. Our tax waste of money, says Ubusisiwe. And then we go to more not UK. Huh? I don't understand. What do we say? More not UK. Ignatius says 7 days waiting for this BS from this man. Oh, okay. He was saying not the UK. Oh, sorry. Where is it? Oh, okay. The arrest. I think they're talking about the arrest. Apparently, he was spotted at the funeral yesterday. That's what I heard. That he was at the funeral yesterday. I don't know if he was at the funeral out on bail. But then I also think he responded to the Senzom Mkhunu situation last week. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so that's why I cannot say affirmatively because, nobody did a press conference to inform us. Says, oh, so he's back. Hi, I'm behind. Thanks, guys. As expected, BS. Yes, it was. Mkhunu will be getting his full, I said it, he will. He will be getting his full salary while the government bail will increase because now we have to pay. Listen, you're the real mathematician there with your alias name, Longwe T, aka Longwe Twala. I see you, but it is what it is. It's okay. We can all take up, names that we lean towards or that we fancy. Okay. But just be careful. Okay, there's a lot in the name. There's a lot in the name. Yeah, the taxpayer bill will increase because guess what? A professor needs to be paid. Hello, somebody's gonna pay it. Guess who's picking up the tab? Definitely not Senzom Mkhunu. Okay. As well, from the 1st of August 2025, Ramaphosa does not take South Africans seriously. Oof, oof. Ignatius says investigations will take for the next 5 years. What a stretch. What a pain. Charlie is in the building and he says, Mkhwanazi'S. Yes, yes, yes. Thanks for having me up there. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for coming to give us your unfiltered opinion. As always, absolutely love it. Neville is in the building. Hello, hello, hello. Guys, how long have I been live? Wow. Okay, we're going. These are very old comments. If I'm looking at the time, oh my goodness. Let me do a quick scroll. Let me do Mzansi Unfiltered. This is to buy time so that they can cook. They're always cooking. This is really sad. South Africa is rotten. Really. What kind of a president do we have in this country? Renee says, disappointment at another level, urgent action required. Inquiry with no action, corruption inquiry with very little or no action. It is what it is. We are so used to them, we can write the script. Ramaphosa just told the whole country that the General Mkhwanazi never said anything last Sunday. We all imagined it, right? Ramaphosa is not taking us serious, not at all. He couldn't even make 7 o'clock. That he said himself. Nobody said he must be there at 7. He said I'll be there at 7, and then jiggy, not there at 7. I heard them say Valoy. I know, me too. And I was like, no. It better not be George Valoy because Valoy can cook. Okay, he's too busy over there in the Senzima trial, and it's heat. It's on heat over there. Okay, next week is next week. Okay, next week is next week. 21 July. It's a date. Ramaka is undermining us. Ramaka. I can't with you guys. This is no rubbish, Mr. President. He will be paid for doing nothing. What a shame. May I please have Ramaphosa's WhatsApp number? I need to talk to him. Maybe Patricia Mashale has it because she sends WhatsApp to even the general. Okay, my fellow South Africans, so disappointed. What a wait for this hello bye speech. Hello, December. All provinces, we are behind Mkhwanazi. Yes. He's cleaning the country, he's fixing it, and now there's another commission. Ikona into e off la. I agree. It's so off, it stinks. It stinks so bad. We waited for 6 days, 7. We waited for 7 days only to spend 30 minutes on the national address. 12 minutes. 12. It was not 30 minutes. Trust me, I counted. 12 minutes to be exact. Ooh, good night, family. Good night. Thanks for joining. Thanks for staying with me. I'm also going to check out. You guys know I can't do a live longer than 2 hours. So I'm going to end this one. If you guys want me to come back, I will open up a new live in 30 minutes. We'll take like a 30-minute bio break. Okay, we take a comfort break. No mentions of bathroom audio today. Sound was crossed. Yay! Poo. I figured out how to do it. Okay, I got to check, but I still need the soundproofing pads. I still need those. But I figured out I should always do this, and then I know I've got a hot mic, and the mic is miking, and I know I'm speaking from the right mic. I had connected. I have another mic over there. Do you know when I connected that mic? It was the day when I was camera on. If you guys don't know, yes, I did do a camera on day when I was the Pink Ninja. So that was the mic that was still picking up, and that was incorrect. Very, very bad. Very, very bad. But you know what? It's inspired me to just do better with my sound check to make sure I also get a better sound podcasting kind of mic, and also get, we build the studio. Okay, we become a whole studio. Who knows? Next time, we might invite the former police minister for to give his official reaction. Do you think he's going to give a reaction? Do you think he's going to go on a podcast tour? I don't know. I know that maybe, what is it? Podcast and Chill might call him live. Maybe he will go to, what's his podcast? SMWX. Someone tell me what the X is for. I don't know what the X is for. But I think maybe he'll go there to speak about it, what he spends his time doing now that he's off the hook. Much ado about nothing. Okay, we've got 4 minutes before I end this live. I am so bored about everything. We all expected this step. Nothing extraordinary. All I can say is, Mr. President. And he did not mention Masamola. He surely didn't. He surely didn't. He had to cut off one head, okay? And it was the mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the biggest criminal of them all? I'm not the one, okay, who picked Mkhunu, but it's the president. And to me, I translate that, and that's my opinion, as you're the problem child. You caused all this chaos. There would have never been a press briefing had you had your police ministry under control. You had one job. You had one job. Be a police minister. But you failed at that. So I must take you off and put a professor, make sure he's like Mlungu, clean up and make people happy, give the illusion that everything is going to be perfect. And we don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. All I know is snipegile. Okay. Uthini Mkhwanazi'S. Wow. Crazy times. Sikateli ANC. I'm disturbed by the name, or is it a surname of Baloy? I know, right? We just not try. I thought he said but Baloy, and then I was like, maybe it's Batoy, but you know what? It's not. It's not giving. Thank goodness. But we'll find out. I'll do a separate video on that, and then we can know who's coming in. Okay, who's coming in? Neville, another old cow who should be retired, will deprive someone capable of a job. You know what? You have a point. It's always got to be a retired person. It's always got to be these retired people. JJ is in the building and he says, I have a bad feeling about this inquiry. I feel like it is to stall the progress that Mkhwanazi had embarked on. They are too frustrated. They are to frustrate his move and then try to stifle the voices of dissent. My goodness. I salute Mkhwanazi for his bravery. Guys, drop Mkhwanazi respect emoji in the comment section down below. Lord knows he deserves it. Okay, he owned the country. He owned the country for a whole week. He owned the country. He was just supposed to focus on his tiny little province, okay? His tiny little corner. I'm not the one who said that, okay? Don't come for me. It was Sevilla. Shadrach Sevilla. He said, he invited me. I got an invite from him. I don't know why he's saying that and calling me a criminal. I don't know why he's saying that. Are you a criminal? I've been a police officer for 32 years. Sir, are you a criminal? Yes or no? Period. Focus. This is how the ANC creates jobs. They're geniuses. That hurt. That really, really hurt, because there's someone out there who's unemployed, who's been trying to get a job, and they still can't because ANC runs the show. Cupcake is spineless. He couldn't crack a whip by himself. He wants to rely on this commission, knowing well He will let the report gather dust just like all the reports he ever received. So true, because Donald Trump is not looking for no commission of nothing. He's cracking whips. Ramaphosa, remember when he took away the aid money? He just did it. Mirror, mirror on the wall. What can I take away today? Let me just reshuffle the world. Ramaphosa is afraid of his skeletons. Yes, I agree. The main reason I focused on this, I wanted to see what he was going to say, how he was going to navigate the space. And this was a very, very delicate space for him. Oh my goodness, I went over 2 hours. Let me end this live. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm going to have to manually work through this. Bye. You guys heard me talking.